Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speed Gaming for some sweet, sweet Final Fantasy I randomizer action. I'm Leggy Starscream, and joining me in the booth is Sonny Wrath 11.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're ready for some beautiful and maybe somewhat spicy Final Fantasy randomizer action.
Oh,
Tonight,
what kind of spice do we have, Sonny?
Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the Duckling Derby Day 3 flags, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I have actually run these flags a couple of times, and let's just say I hope I didn't roll anything super nasty for these runners, because I ended up being able to roll the seed. So yeah, that's the thing. So, Leggy, if you want to talk about the flags a bit, I'll let our runners get going.
Yeah, so at the start, it's all looking pretty straightforward until we get down to the incentivized. There's going to be two loose. We've got a Masamune and a ribbon in the incentive pool. And what makes that particularly spicy is that if you find a ribbon in a box somewhere, loose items, you don't know whether or not that ribbon is one of the loose items. Our runners will have a free bridge and canal. We have the standard enemy shuffling around on. We are shuffling the forced encounter tiles, not using random ones. We don't have the early sages turned on, so our runners will need to go beat up Lich in order to get the item from the Circle of Sages. They'll also need to find the Circle of Sages because Town Shuffle is also on. All of our enemies are at 200% scaling. The XP growth is fairly normal. All of our runners had a forced Black Mage. And that's about it. What's going on here?
So, level 1 Magic Shop, you notice that there's Harm 4 for the White Mages, as well as Lit 3 for Black Mages and Red Mages. So, these runners do have a sweeper right off the bat.
Yeah, I will never say no to Lit 3.
Oh, I have to agree, and Harm 4 being at level 1 is also extremely nice, since that's one of the more powerful white magic spells in the game. Definitely not the most powerful, since that trophy goes to Fade itself, but it's really strong.
And luckily for our runners, we're seeing some relatively cheap cabins. 100 gold, but that's a little tight on the purse strings for the initial shopping trip, but not that bad once you get rolling.
Absolutely. And we see Spellzap just running through the Temple of Fiends right now, making a slightly risky dive because, well, Spellzap unfortunately has lost 3 of the 4 party members, and SVJ headed up to the King, and I missed what the King had.
Yeah.
The King had the bottle.
Interesting. Spellzap doesn't find really anything of value in the unlocked chests in the Temple of Fiends. The best item I saw was a cabin.
Yeah,
they're save and level 5 on the Black Mage, and looks like he's wandering back.
That cabin, definitely nice, since save items do come in handy. Dingwu also inside of Temple of Fiends, a wooden shield and 765 gold, so unfortunately the open Temple of Fiends chests aren't that great.
Yeah. It's like all of our runners are dealing with poking around up there.
And Dangwu showcasing the winter style hack of, or winter style sprite, shall I say, of Final Fantasy Randomizer, with Garland actually being a Grinch.
Yeah, so that particular sprite hack was developed by a tiny fairy, Nicolette, and myself. And that was a ton of fun to put together last year. Princess Sarah has a boat.
Now, I wonder what she's doing with Bicky's boat.
Giving it to you, obviously.
You got a point. Now, with cabins not being too terribly expensive, this does allow the runners to buy a massive amount of cabins relatively early, and Sahagins have Glance, which will petrify any party member that it hits.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with our party being so low leveled, their magic defense isn't high enough, so those glances are going to be pretty scary for a while.
Absolutely. Now, the only thing that would lessen the fear from that would be getting a ribbon itself. And we see Spellzap inside of Matoya's cave getting right about 8,600 gold and a cabin. So
yeah.
A lot more money for buying cabins.
Yeah, especially if you find some of the later towns that you can access. Looks like Provoca is now Elfland, which that money is going to be nice for level 3 and 4 magic, because look at these prices. You know, you've got Life 2 at about 300 gold. You've got Ice 3 at, I think, like 2k.
Yes, and one thing to note about that Life 2 is that it is Red Mage learnable, because slots 1 and 3
learnable.
That too.
We've also got a level 4 nuke and a level 4 Cure 4, I believe?
Yes, I did see that. And Heal 3 is in slot 2, so unfortunately that's only going to be White Mage learnable.
Though it does look like most of our runners outside of Dengwu are taking the White Mage.
Dengwu's going to see what happens in the seed with 2 casters that'll be able to use nuke.
And
it looks like Spellzap's going to head to the Peninsula of Power and initiate a pop grind.
Which I actually really like, assuming the enemies on the Peninsula of Power are pretty nice.
Indeed.
You know, you've got some pretty powerful sweepers, and if you can get some of that money going, those 10 cabins aren't the worst.
That is true, too, and CC also pointing out that you may want some nuke money.
Oh, yeah. And the nice thing about grinding for the nuke money is you also get the levels for nuke. Dengwun finds Onrak down at the Elfland location. So that's going to be useful to note. Luckily, cabins are also available there, so when our runners go do that marsh dive, they'll be able to stock back up.
Absolutely. And Spellzap just grinding out in pop to get some more money, and
yeah, looks like Tyros are a bit too tough for him today, but those Frost Wolves went down really easy.
That they did.
The dwarves have a soft potion and a silver bucket in their free chests. So, unless you're Dengwu and sailing out into the high seas, the best thing you can do on the intercontinent at this point is go do the marsh dive.
I have to agree on that.
Oh! Provoke at Melmond. That's going to be a nice pickup.
That is a really nice find.
That is not only a key item from beating up the pirates, it is also your level 2 magic, which most of our runners should have charges for.
That they absolutely should. And Bert's just taking a quick look at the charges that he has and thinking, I might need some more charges.
Okay. So Bicky has this giant slab that he doesn't know what to do with. He's a pirate. He can't sell that. So he's hoping he could pawn it off on some adventurers so they leave him the hell alone. Looks like we also have pro rings and gold bracelets, two very useful and powerful pieces of armor for sale in Provoca.
Absolutely, and level 2 black magic is insta kills galore, but there is Cure 4, Life 1, and Wall, all in level 2 white magic.
Yeah, that level 2 white magic is loaded.
That's a tough one to actually decide what to take.
Luckily for the black mage, it's really easy. You buy Quad X and Fire 2.
Indeed, but the white magic, on the other hand, is it's going to be a bit of a choice to make.
You see that cursor going back and forth for Deng.
And Deng is going to opt to not grab Wall just yet. I'm wondering if he'll grab Wall after promoting the fighter to a knight.
Yeah, because Wall is basically when you cast it, you basically get the effect of a ribbon, which, given that there is one in the incentive pool, Deng might be banking on finding those ribbons rather than using the wall charges, but leaves the slot open on the red mage's spell list just in case.
Indeed, and Dengwu diving into Earth Cave.
I don't hate it. We're kind of running out of incentive locations to check. Marsh Cave is still on the table. But
yes, Marsh Cave most definitely is on the table, and Spells app is going to go ahead and dive that.
Yeah, because currently, our incentive locations are, we have all the main NPCs, which are the Cornerian Royalty, you have Bicky, you have stages, you have item shops, you have the robot in the Waterfall Cave, and you have Sarda. We have the Fetch Quest NPCs, which we need the Fetch Quest items to do the Fetch Quest. We have the bottle, so if we find Gaia, that's going to be an incentive location. Ice Cave and Ordeals, we need either the airship, or in Ordeals' case, we need the canoe for sure.
Yes.
Marsh Cave is open, and the final incentivized location is the Cornerian Armory, which requires the mystical key to open.
Good old Mystic Key hunt. And that might actually be a thing, especially if the Mystic Key does roll to be loose. Spellzap finding the Vorpal Sword, which is a very good weapon to have overall, going into the Wizard tile where the crown would be in vanilla, and just running away from the wizards, finding a tail.
Yeah. Luckily, unlike in vanilla, we have what enemies can and can't be run away from shuffled around. So you could actually get away from that wizard fight. God, I wish I could do that in vanilla.
I have to agree on that one.
To answer a question in chat, spike tiles are not vanilla, they are just shuffled, so it was a coincidence. We are not using B-sides.
Yeah, these are just the normal trap tiles shuffled about.
Yeah, the tail's nice, but unfortunately not going to be of much use until we get that airship. But luckily, it's paired with the Vorpal, so now all you need to do is get in the air and you can start swinging around one of the most deadly weapons, especially if your enemies are running high defense. The Vorpal's speciality is that it has a very, very high crit chance.
And that crit chance is really, really nice to have, as like you mentioned, especially if enemies have high absorb, just because that will break through their absorb and deal a massive amount of damage in almost no time.
Though I will note, looking at our list of spells, there are a few notable spells that I have not seen yet.
Would you happen to be talking about Fasted Temper?
Also Warp, but yes.
And Exit. We haven't seen that
Exit
yet.
was level 4.
Okay, Exit was level 4. Oh,
yeah.
That's right. We took note of that. I completely forgot about that for some reason. Don't mind me.
Look, we've been running around a whole bunch.
This is true. This is very true.
And it looks like scorpions are tearing SVJ's party to bits a bit.
Rest in peace, Gene and Gene. But Gina and Gene are just fine. And this is why we love SVJ. Because it's, which Gene are you talking about? Yes, that is the answer. There's only one downside to Saber, though, as mentioned, or as Saber was mentioned in chat. And Saber's downside is that it targets the caster instead of being able to be targeted onto a party member. Spell Zap checking Upper Marsh, which I believe SVJ and Dingwu have already checked, and there's a whole bunch of nothing up there. But right now, we have Dang just running through Marsh, Bert checking top Marsh, Spell Zap running back to the Elfin location, and SVJ in a bit of a pickle, and that's going to be a wipe for SVJ. You hate to see it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how this game goes sometimes. With the randomization of stats and with the random skills and spell lists, sometimes you run into encounters that just decide to turn you into... I think the appropriate term is chunky salsa.
Yeah. That is a very appropriate term for it. And Spell Zap heading into Provoca at Melman. Gonna pick up some very, very nice spells. Gonna go ahead and pick up Bane, which, you know, I'm a fan of. Bane is a very nice spell.
It is a pretty powerful spell if you know how to use it effectively. Because it's an insta-kill spell, it's AoE, but the sort of way that Final Fantasy I calculates its effects, it can be tricky to use if you don't know which enemies it's going to be effective on.
And we know that there are two fiends that actually do have the chance to be Bane. I had to actually think about how I was saying that.
Right? And if you'll give me 1 minute, I'm going to wander off and get you those exact numbers.
Spells Zap finding the pro rings and gold bracelets in Provoca. Not having the money to buy anything. I'm just gonna run back towards the weapon shop. And there's the Vorpal cache.
How much was the Vorpal?
Ended up being selling for $85.85.
Nice.
It looks like Spell Zap is gonna head towards Crescent Lake to see what town is sitting there. Yes, that is after taxes.
Yeah, so Bane is 14% to kill either Kraken 1 or Tiamat 1.
It's better than 0.
Strictly better than 0.
I mean, the way I look at stuff, is it a non-zero chance? Yes, I'm going for it.
I'd still rather have Brack, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers some days.
That is very true. We have Bert working on getting out of Marsh. Dingwu back in top Marsh. and SVJ working on getting out of Marsh as well. But Spellzap has found Melmond at Crescent Lake.
There's Brack, as previously mentioned. Also Lock 2.
Both of which are very, very nice spells to see.
Chat's also pointing out that 3 and 256 is greater than 0.
Yes, it is. Very much so it is.
So Spellzap is translating his slab, and this is an interesting play to me, because if he goes and checks the northern dock at Onrak, he can go see what that town is. And if that town happens to be Lefane, he will be able to pick up the key item there.
That is very true, and one thing I don't know if we mentioned for sure is that there are some map edits that are on with this specific flag set. One of them being that there is a dock that is outside of Onrak. And
as well as a dock that is outside of Mirage Tower, which, if our runners find the chime before they find the floater, could be relevant.
That could be very relevant, too. Especially considering that there are a decent amount of chests inside of Mirage Tower that could lead to a loose item for these runners.
And of course, there's always the world where that loose item in Mirage is the cube, which allows you to get up to the Sky Palace, which is just a whole extra layer of shenanigans. I love when randomizers do those sorts of weird, nested, you have to do this check without the item you need to finish it, but it's actually hidden in there type of deal.
And there's the chant starting in chat. Also, Spellzap found Lefane at Onrak.
Boom! Called it!
You called that. I love it. But the chant has started for Sky, 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 Sky,
Sky, Sky. So the elves in Lefane gave us the Adamant Rock. The spells in Lefane are completely useless.
I mean, it's hold, but you gotta be level 25, 26, I forget which one for sure, to use it. And you have to be promoted.
Yeah, and it's only the Black Wizard that can use that spell.
Absolutely true.
Oh yeah, Crabcakes is also pointing out that with the dock, it could be at the item could be at the caravan. Otherwise, it's going to be floater locked, because one item that's normally contained at that caravan location is in a random item shop somewhere in the world.
However, there are also two other item shops that we haven't seen, and those two item shops are Crescent and Gaia, I believe.
Correct. And both of those are going to be at the Gaia and Lefane locations, which are airship locked.
And there's the Earth Rod for Spellzap from the Adamant. So Lich is accessible, which means we could see a full clear of Earth Cave at this point.
Yeah, we don't have a canoe, which means all of the other incentivized locations are off. We've seen all of the towns we can sail to. We've done a full clear of all of the open chests outside of Earth Cave. I think progression has to be there.
It would make sense.
And at the very least, yes, you have to do a full... You do have to open every single chest in Earth Cave, which is always something our runners try to avoid because it's just a pain in the butt. But at least you'll be able to do the entire clear and not leave 4th floor and Lich hanging.
Absolutely, and Chime has not been found yet.
So I'm not sure what SVJ is doing.
Unless Chime has been found. Okay, no, it has not been found. I was about to say, has Chime been found and we just not know it?
And SVJ runs up to the tower, can't go in, takes a reset.
And Spellzap is going to go ahead and dive into this Earth Cave. The home of the fiend that gets the most disrespect in the game. My personal favorite fiend. It's the home of Lich.
So, Sonny, there's 2 more chests on the top floor of Earth. But if it's not there, what floor do you think the loose item's going to be on?
Floor 4.
Making that Earth Rod required. I like it.
Absolutely. I like that in chat. Lich should be thrown down a hole.
Indeed.
I
so,
mean,
Soddy, you've played PSP.
Yeah, and Lich is still my favorite fiend. I mean, I don't care how many times I get wiped to Blizzara / Ice 2. Especially when I don't get initiative.
Ooh, we've got a nightmare tile. Probably the one from Castle Ordeals.
Yeah, that was a double nightmare tile. So that was the Ordeals tile.
And we've seen Ice 3, so that could actually be not the best grind, but a non-trivial grind.
It definitely would be a non-trivial grind.
Yeah, I don't think...
about to give us our first look on the floor 2 chests, though.
Yeah, I don't think any of our runners have checked the Hall of Giants, though, which has 2 different Forest Encounter trials.
The first encounter on that set of tiles is the Frost Giant, Frost Wolf tile.
Ah, brilliant.
I did not check what the second one was from Spellzap.
Spellzap gets an Ice Sword, which is definitely one of the better weapons. I'm picking up that the second encounter of the Hall of Giants was Sphinxes.
Yes. I just saw that as well.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got SVJ and Spellzap neck and neck. Nothing on floor 2.
It's gonna be floor 4. I am feeling it 100%. That rod is required.
Now, did both SVJ and Spellzap get the...
I don't believe SVJ has the rod yet.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Also, Spellzap getting blocked by the worst NPC in the game. That's right. That was a bat block.
Key!
But Bert did just pick up the rod. All right. So, is anything going to be found here on floor 3, or is it going to be in floor 4? And Spellzap is skipping one chest, which could be a bold move.
Yeah, like, if it's not there, that's a strong play, but when you have to full clear a dungeon, and you know the key item has to be in here, I could see foregoing checking, like, the chests on the top floor. If you're Spellzap, because you have the rod, you can go in and check the top floor after you're done. But I would have gone for that side chest.
I have to agree. I mean, yes, it is out of the way. Yes, it would suck to get to. Yes, you would take more encounters. But we haven't seen any of the loose items. There's a very high chance that progression is going to be here.
I think,
and very high, I mean,
our
100%.
knowledge, it's guaranteed to be here.
And that's an ice shield.
Yeah.
So the question is progression going to be in that chest that Spellzap skipped, or is it going to be here on floor 4?
Well, mathematically, it's more likely to be on the fourth floor at this point because there's just more chests down there.
Uh-oh, Geists.
Oh no. Okay.
They have...
Well,
they
let
have a
three
little bit of
off,
HP.
so two of them still stand.
Shoutouts to Unrunnable Undead.
That's definitely my new band.
I can dig it.
Light Axe, Zeus Gauntlet, two very nice castable items, especially with all these undead monsters running around.
Absolutely, the Light Axe being able to cast Harm 2, and the Zeus Gauntlets having Lit 2.
Yeah.
And that's an eye tile.
Hello.
So, eyes are a very nice source of EXP. 1138 for one kill, which is quite nice to see. Silver Hammer, Sun Sword, and 644 gold.
Okay. So SVJ is going for the chest that Spellzap skipped. Ooh. Eyes are quad-exable, just from the get-go.
That is nice.
So it looks like Spellzap's just going to dump those spell charges. It's fourth floor, SVJ found 11k gold, which is nice, but that's not progression.
It's not what these runners are looking for.
So Spellzap's gamble does pay off, as that thief goes down.
Life 2. That thief's fine. But getting double blocked by bats, oh my gosh.
God. Bats.
Doesn't it just drive you batty?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I would apologize for the pun, but...
Never apologize for puns.
I was about to say, if y'all have heard me do commentary, you should know I'm not sorry. So, Spellzap running into more unrunnable undead. That's actually really fun to say, too.
Right? I'm telling you, it's a band.
It really is. And what is the item? It's the canoe!
Okay, that's nice. That opens up Ordeals, Ice Cave, Volcano. I think that's it.
Waterfall.
Waterfall opens up the caravan as well to check.
Correct.
Yeah, unfortunately, SVJ gets punished due to his lack of Earth Rod. Has to back all the way back out.
But Dangwoo and Bert are going to be quite happy after finding that loose canoe on Earth before.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a pretty bad setback for SVJ.
It will be.
But, you know, what's going to happen next in one of these races?
That's the thing, you never know. Spellzap's going to take some more eyes. Going to make sure he can see clearly. Alright. And with that, I do believe that Spellzap is going to start heading towards Lich. So, how nasty is Lich going to be this time around? That is going to be the question. Well, Bert runs into Oozes. Dang on Earth Basement 3, and I believe Bert's on Earth Basement 3 as well. About to take on the vampire, and Spell Zap closing in on the first fiend, the Fiend of Earth, the fiend that requires all the disrespect. That's right, it is Lich, with Harm 4, a Light Axe, Sun Sword, and Nuke. Lich is going to be no problem. And just like that, Lich goes down on the first round. The only thing Lich was able to do was hit Danny for 68 damage.
So close. Yeah. Friendly reminder that if you have the Quake spell, it has a 1 in 3 chance of working on the Lich.
But Leggy, I thought it was cake.
No, it's a quack. Quack.
But that belongs to Brack. Alright, Spellzap has revisited Provoke a moment to pick up some gold bracelets and a pro ring.
Which, I will never say no to those. Gold bracelets are the best armor mages can wear outside of their respective shirts. And a pro ring is very good hand armor that also gives protection against death elemental spells.
But Leggy, what about the opal bracelet?
Yeah, there's only one of those, and if we dig it out, we'll talk about it. But if you don't randomize shops, gold bracelets are probably the best thing you're going to find.
I couldn't resist doing that one, my friend.
Oh no, I appreciate the needling. I deserve the call out.
So Spellzap is entering Castle Ordeals, and you may notice that first pillar didn't take Spellzap to where he should have gone.
Yeah, so one of the things we have in this is we have randomized the pillar maze. There's always at least one solution. But in the 4 rooms that have multiple pillars, you don't know where those are going to go. So our runners are going to have to keep track of what rooms they've been in and what pillars they need to take to get out.
And there is one pillar in the maze that will send you back to the very first room in the maze.
Oof, that's rough. That is, in fact, part of the randomization process. In the rooms that have 2 pillars, one of them will send you forward, one of them will send you a random number of rooms back. In the room with 4 pillars, one of them will send you forward, 2 of them will send you back some number of ways, which could be all the way back to the beginning. And one of them can send you literally anywhere.
Which is fun?
Question mark. Because if that literally anywhere sends you forward, or like all the way to the end, you might have a exceptionally short pillar maze, and Spellzap gets the ruby.
And exits right out of Castle Ordeals, and that's one of the very many uses of the exit spell. So we haven't actually run across it yet because nobody has warp yet, but it only takes you back 1 floor, where exit will teleport you out of the dungeon entirely.
Which means that in most cases, for the purposes of routing, you see people using warp a lot more, because you can do things like do some shenanigans in the ice cave to teleport back a floor.
Yes, and sorry, we saw Lich on Bert's screen for just a brief moment. Shoutouts to that Lich going down to a Sun Sword.
Yeah, Spellzap is now in the Waterfall Cave.
Ooh boy, Waterfall. One of the higher encounter areas, but in the randomizer, you don't have to worry about that quite as much.
Yeah, one of the things we do in the randomizer is there is a slider that affects the encounter rate. And usually we keep it south of vanilla because the vanilla encounter rate is kind of brutal.
Yeah, the vanilla encounter rate, especially here in Waterfall, it is possible to get an encounter in one step and have multiple one-step encounters. Shout out to Out of Bounds Bat. I saw that for a brief second.
I do too. Out of Bounds Bat is our hero.
And TNT from the robot.
Yeah, SVJ has finally picked up his rod, so he'll be able to go down and both get his canoe and meet up Lich shortly.
And Spells app has 2 fetches, technically right now, to turn in. One of them being the TNT, the other being the Ruby. But if the TNT leads to the floater, or if Spells app decides to dive Ice, because Ice is incentivized, also rip Caravan.
Yeah. So now I'm hoping for maximum trollage. I'm hoping for a floater at Caravan.
I'm with you there. Floater at Caravan would be great to see right now.
Yeah, especially because that'll give SVJ a little bit of a chance to go to try and catch back up if he checks Caravan early.
As well as Bert and Dangwoo. A little bit of time to catch up. I mean, if the floater is at Caravan, then the racers have me to blame. I did roll the seed after all. Bridge boss from Spells app. Whew, that was a hard boss fight. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, everyone was there. Just like Smash Bros.
Shoutouts to the Hooray Dwarf.
Hooray!
All right. What does
Sonny,
Narek
are
have?
you a fan of the Hooray Dwarf?
I am.
Okay, so, Narek just has the cube, which is going to be nice, but we can't use it without the chime. I personally think their Hooray Dwarf is okay, but I'm more of a fan of the lady in Onrak who talks about having legs.
Yes, that is a great NPC as well. And then another great NPC there is Cope.
Yes, gotta love Cope.
So Spells app is heading towards Sarda, and what is this old sage gonna have for the runners tonight? Sarda has a crystal. So,
Okay,
Logie,
so
I got
that's
a
a
question
fetch.
for you.
Yeah?
Do you want to do a fetch quest?
Do you want to do a fetch quest?
I knew that was exactly what I was about to start too.
So here's the question. Does Spells app check the Titan's Trove?
The answer is yes.
Oh, good.
And Titan's Trove has just
Heal
a heal
hat.
helm. Nothing too terribly much.
Okay. Yeah. It's one of those locations that I tend to forget. And I'm not going to talk about how many times I've been trolled by it.
So, one thing I don't think we've mentioned yet is you may have noticed that the palettes on Dengwu's screen are a little strange, and that is due to the palette swap flag in our fun settings. So you may notice the waters are green instead of blue. That is due to that palette swap in our fun settings that you can actually save to have customized to whatever you want them to be.
Yeah. They don't actually affect any of the gameplay, which is nice, but they do offer fun things such as SVJ's Georges down there.
Or you find wolves and they're not wolves, but they're...
My personal favorite, of course, being the Grumps instead of the Grey Imps.
Yes! And then the Grey Wolves are Grr Wolves.
Yeah, so keep your eye on SVJ's screen if you want to see more of these fun enemy names that we have built into the randomizer.
And Matoya holding on to the Earth. Was that even randomized? So
Look, the randomizer can have little vanilla as a treat.
this is true. This is true. And I mean, then again, I did roll the seed, so I guess I have myself to blame. I did not catch what was in the caravan shop from Dangwoo's screen. All right, so after... Okay, who just called Herb into Crown?
Oh my god.
Who just called Herb into Crown? Because that was legendary.
Is this even randomized?
Shoutouts to you, Classic Gamer, for calling Herb into Crown. Now, if it does go Crown into Key, stop being psychic.
I'm hoping Oxyale.
Oh, gosh. I'm actually hoping Chime.
Ooh, that would also be
There's
spicy.
the floater!
Oh, hey!
That works too! So Astos getting nuked and then lit 3'd to death, and with that, Spell Zap will soon be in the air, where the rest of the runners probably are going to take a little bit to get into the air.
Yeah, most of the other runners are kind of staggered behind Spell Zap right now, and I imagine all of them are going to follow a pretty similar progression at this point. SVJ is going through Earth Cave. You've got Dang and Bert, both in Castle Ordeals.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Dang just got sent back a few rooms.
Yeah. Aw, thanks, chat.
Thank you so much, chat. Much appreciated. Spell Zap. Getting off the boat at, I'll call that the Ryukon River.
Works for me.
Unearthing the airship and getting into the air at 45 minutes and 58 seconds, heading straight towards the Gaia location, which is, well, that's Vanilla Gaia.
Yeah, luckily we have the bottle, so that's actually a pretty nice turn-in.
But instead, Spell Zap is heading towards Cave Bahamut, because there is value in Cave Bahamut. Yes, I know I'm crossing games on this one.
And that value, of course, is a promotion.
So now Spell Zap will have access to Black Magic on the Ninja, as well as a multitude of new spells available overall.
Yeah, plus, several of the other Cardia Islands do have a fair number of treasure chests, so we might find our second loose item floating around here.
This is true. I'm actually kind of hoping we see it here on the larger Cardia Armory. But Bert ended up taking on the trap tile and then exited out after taking it on.
SVJ lighting his first orb, taking down the Fiend of Earth. Finally on the board. Ooh, Spell Zap fighting Flame Armor and a Black Shirt.
Ooh, really, really nice finds. The Black Shirt able to be equipped onto the Black Wizard, and that Flame Mail can go right onto the Ninja, providing resistance to ice-based attacks. And
did we see a Ice Shield earlier?
pretty sure we did see an ice shield earlier. I just don't remember
I
where.
know we saw a flame shield, so that might be an unfortunate. Yep. Spell Zap finally giving us that sweet, sweet caravan check. Unfortunately, it's just save gear and potions.
And there's Dark and Lock at level 7 Black Magic. What about the level 7 White Magic? Fear and Armor Rub. Known in the later versions as Null Death, provides some immunity to death. There's the Ice Shield.
Alright.
And with that, Spell Zap has a fully armored ninja. And the Red Wizard will also get a gold bracelet for some extra absorb.
Yeah. Gonna sell off some of that extra armor just in case, you know, a lot of it's fairly expensive, so it's useful for clearing that inventory space and getting that little bit of extra cash.
And there is the chime for sale in Gaia for over 54,000 gold.
Spell Zap, aren't you glad you sold off some of your stuff?
Level 8 fast, level 8 warp.
Level
in
8
Gaia.
flame. Which I think means that Temper is level 6. Which isn't the worst.
No, that is not the worst at all. And that is an area that is accessible right now. But that's a sword. But there are still a couple of items missing. The Oxy Ale and a Loot and Key, I believe.
The tiny fairy in the lake is giving out swords, which I hear is a pretty okay system of governance.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. And oh hey, wyverns. Those are fun. Bird's gonna get the crystal, to then get the herb, to then get the crown, to then get the floater. Because fetch quests. That's how they work.
Den is sailing up to Matoya right now. So both of them are neck and neck on this most epic of fetches.
And Spell Zap entering Crescent Lake.
That bloody time.
And there
Luckily,
is
luckily, we don't have to worry about the Circle of Sages. Everyone's killed Lich already. They're ready to give up their goods.
Well, there's the key from the Sages, which means Locked Canaria can be accessed. What's going to be behind Locked Canaria?
I'm hoping for Oxio.
I would love to see a loose loot in this seed. Loot in Locked Canaria would be great. Chat, I love where you're going with this.
We have not seen the incentivized ribbon, or any ribbons for that matter yet.
Ooh, that is true, and I am not sure if any of the runners have taken wall.
Yeah, I know some of the runners left room for wall on some of their characters, and once those knights get promoted, you'll be able to get that wall on the knights at least.
Wait a minute. Nobody has done ice yet, and Spell Zap is heading towards ice, so there is a chance that the incentivized ribbon is loose.
Yeah, which is always interesting. Because at this stage in the game, you know, finding a loose ribbon, you might just gamble on it being... you might just gamble on not worrying about it and continue going forward. But early on, that loose ribbon can really throw off some of your counts. Because if you find a loose ribbon, or if you find a regular ribbon, they're basically identical for all intents and purposes. You can't actually tell which ribbon was the incentivized one if you find it in a random chest.
Yeah, to answer a question in chat, a loose key item has been found. The canoe was loose in Earth B4 down at the far south room. Also, the sound of my people being provided by Spells app, and now we're not going to be able to hear it anymore, which makes me sad. But that's an Agama grind. So, chat, if you have any Agama facts, be sure to get them out now. And that's some dragon armor that the Agama was guarding.
Which will be nice for anyone who brought along a fighter. Unfortunately, not going to be the greatest piece of gear for Spellzap with the ninja party.
But Spellzap moving the Sun Sword up to the ninja and moving the Mosmune down to the White Wizard.
Which, is something that Nintendo Power suggested back in the day.
Absolutely. I missed when Dang got in the air for sure, but we know Dang is in the air since he is in. Gaia just left there. And Bert is about to be in the air. And SVJ will be following suit.
Having just picked up his floater.
SVJ just picked up the ruby.
Oh, sorry. I misheard. I thought you said Bert.
No, Bert is about to be in the air.
Yeah. And I think SVJ did Waterfall before Ordeals, so now he just has to follow the rest of the fetch quest.
Ooh, there is the Waterfall trap tile. One of my favorite trap tiles. Also, Phantom was a runnable encounter. For those that have played the vanilla game, the Phantom is normally unrunnable and one of the more scary enemies in the game, just due to how hard it can and normally does hit.
It has been compared, I don't know if you want to call it favorably to a truck, but it has definitely been compared to a truck.
That was a power bonk from Spellzap. We're going to see the bonking start.
Until morale improves.
Indeed. But right now, we've got Bert running through. Gaia not going to be able to pick up the chime.
Oh no!
And not wanting to get rid of the Vorpal just yet, but what Bert's about to pick up may change his mind. Especially considering that we know it is the Mosmune, he just picks it. He's moving that Sun Sword down and moving the Mosmune up. And is this going to cause him to sell the Vorpal? It is not.
Huh. Ice Sword, Wear Sword. So, at this point, I think Spellzap has opened every chest in the Ice Cave, and it appears to be Ice Cave is devoid of loose items.
And Ice Cave had the loot as the incentive chest. And now, Spellzap is going to head...
Oh, right! In the room...
Spellzap's heading to Sky.
Yeah, in the Ice D tile, Spellzap didn't step off it to check the second chest. So that could be a punish. But Spellzap is also very good at what he does.
I hope y'all like blue steak. I like that. going after the blue stake. Encounter 8 hype.
I mean, that's only the second most hype encounter one could find.
The other one
Is
we'll
a little
get,
easier to find today.
Yeah, we'll get to that. You know, that one doesn't count in this seed.
Yeah. We're burying the lead. Warmack is patrolling.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Warmack is not going to be encounter 8, I think it is. I honestly...
It's either 7 or 8. It's one of those two down at the very, very bottom.
I honestly don't remember, since the NES encounter table is not my forte, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Classic Gamer. Encounter 7. But we won't be seeing Warmack on the Bridge of Destiny. Instead, we may see Warmack in the Endless Maze. That, I mean, does have a finite end. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to answer that question in chat. How do you know Encounter 8 is the first encounter? If you recognize one of the Encounter 8 encounters... Oh, Opal Bracelet. Then you know that the first encounter off Power Cycle is going to be an Encounter 8 encounter. And a ribbon! So, Opal Bracelet and ribbon in the equivalent room, as I like to call it. Spellzap is going to go ahead and exit out and save with both of those.
Good call.
Very good call. Where is Spellzap heading to next? I want to say Canary Castle to check that.
Right? Because let's see here, I think we're just an Oxyel away from Go Mode.
Yes, and we don't know if that was the loose ribbon or not, but this will answer that question.
Potion, cash...
It is not the loose ribbon. So the Oxyale is loose somewhere here in the world.
Yeah, the only place the Oxyale won't be is down in Sea Shrine. So at least you'll be able to just go down and bully a squid as good as you can.
We have calls for Oxyale and Marsh Locked. And Spellzap running through Mirage. Gonna head up to Sky. So we will see that play that everybody loves to chant. Good old Sky, Sky, Sky play. Bert checking the locked dwarf cave chests and exiting out.
Ooh. We've got a dragon swap today on the Mirage encounter tile.
That's a nice little dragon swap.
Yeah.
And now Spellzap has entered the floating fortress. And that's an ice mail.
Nice.
And Semanticore's low HP enemies more often than not. Alrighty. So Spell Zap giving us a look into Sky right now. Hopefully, we see that loose Oxyale sometime soon. So, Leggy, what do you think that loose Oxyale is going to be?
Volcano 5th floor.
Are you thinking it's going to be behind the red D trap tile?
I mean, the odds are low, but God, I want it to be.
I like the locked marsh suggestion somebody made, but honestly, I'm feeling it's going to be in Volcano 4.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Where else could it be at this point?
Well, we haven't seen Northwest Castle lot.
Yeah, we haven't seen Elfland locked.
There's a Pro Cape in Sky 1.
Let's see here. It could be Topher locked. Temple of Fiends locked.
Bert just left Topher locked, and it was not there.
Okay. Too many screens to watch.
Spell Zap is running into a lot of slimes.
They're just getting everywhere.
That they are. Yeah, I have to agree with what's been said in chat. I'm pretty surprised nobody has gone into Volcano. That is a little surprising. Bert has found a nice little tile for getting some money. It is a multi-mage tile.
Which, is quite good XP when they're going down at that fairly low health point,
Spellzap has found a piece of armor that I am quite fond of, the white shirt. Now, for those that actually haven't watched this or played FF1 or the Rando, the white shirt casts Invis 2, which grants 1 stack of evasion on each party member. Normally a level 6 spell, extremely useful in the game because you can cap out your evasion and not be hit by physical attacks, or have a very low chance to be hit by physical attacks.
Yeah, and given that the way that the randomization and scaling works, a lot of the enemies in this game actually do feature very scary melee attacks, especially once you get down into the final dungeon. There's a reason in this community we joke about Kraken 2 hugs, because when Kraken is getting punchy, Kraken can one-shot any party member, even on scaling at this point.
Yeah, can and usually will. But, oh, that evil man had no HP. An Ice 3 for 77 took it down. That was a little shocking. Also, Spells app giving us the best sound in the game. You know, that beautiful, beautiful poison sound effect.
Sadly, beep strats don't work as well in this game as they do in Pokemon.
Yeah, because unfortunately in this game, you just hear that constant eeeeee while you're running.
Doesn't save any time in this either, unlike Pokemon.
I mean, unless you're trying to, Dan a character.
Which is fair.
I see what you did there, Shift. I can appreciate that one. So far, nothing in Sky. And Bert's working on running through ice right now, soon to obtain the loot. And Dingwu has some pretty beefy party members right now. Really, really nicely equipped.
Some opal armor. Okay, it's not that side. There's still 4 more chests left here in the Sky Cave.
And if they are not one that has, or wow, English, how do I do it? If there's not one in here that has the oxyale, then it is going to be in Volcano.
Yeah.
I apparently forgot how to words. I'm sorry, chat.
That's okay. We've been doing this for an hour.
All right, Spells app. What are we gonna have? Are we gonna have anything good?
Come on, big money, no whammies.
That was big money, but it also was a whammy at the same time because there was ale in there.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, cash is, just an abstraction.
And no mech boy to be seen. I miss you, Warmech.
Yeah. I mean, our runners are allowed to go hunt down Warmech somewhere on that Sky Maze. We might get lucky depending on what directions our runners take through the maze. Which apparently is a point of contention in the community that I hadn't recognized.
It is a hot debate in the community, and I will get in on this debate. 2 right, 2 up, every time.
I alternate between going 2 and 2 and weaving. It depends how I feel like counting it.
There you go. I like the weaving strat as well.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll go 1, 1, 2, 2. It is definitely one of those things where, it's really how I'm feeling, and yes, no, I count it out every time, because counting to 2 is hard.
It is. So, in chat, we see somebody saying that Oxyale is going to be on the floor before Carrie.
Yeah, that was your call.
It is my call as well, but I'm actually going to call a specific room. And I'm going to say that the Oxyale is going to be in the room with the 5 chests.
Ooh, which chest in there? Do you want to be more specific?
I actually want to go with the top right chest, the one that you have to fight the worm encounter for.
Alright. I like it. I'm sticking with my bet, which is the red dragon chest down on the bottom floor. But my second choice, of course, would be the switchback room.
Ooh, the switchback room is a good one. My other one is the Agama room. Bottom chest of the Agama room. Because we've already seen Agamas.
Of course, one of my personal favorites, not what I'm pulling for, but is the one chest that you have to do a spike tile to get in the Armory core.
I do believe Spellzap saved after Sky, yes. If not, I'm gonna be really sad.
Right?
But Spellzap is gonna pick up Ruse and Invis too.
There's no way he didn't get that much money by not going through Sky.
Yeah. So it's guaranteed that Spellzap saved after exiting Sky.
That's gross.
Thunder EXPs?
Yup.
What Hi, Thunder. Thanks for snapping me out of that one, Thunder. I needed it. Oh gosh. Okay, that's a little frightening. We'll put it that way. And gonna pick up Fast and Fade. Not have any charges for it just yet. But Spell Zap is close on getting charges for Fast and Fade. Here we go. Volcano. Bert is here. Spell Zap is here. Spell Zap has the Orb lead currently. Also has the Exploration lead overall.
Yeah.
With full clearing sky.
But if Bert manages to pull the Oxyale out, that means he'll be able to save time by just go-boating Sky.
This is true. This is very true. So it's going to come down to...
It's going to come down to who can open up...
Oxyale.
Yeah, who can open up the Oxyale first. I can see a universe where a runner who's feeling behind skips the armory floor at first, and then goes down, checks the bottom one, because the armory is so close to the top of the dungeon that if you go down to the bottom, you clear things out, you can just come back and do your clear of it afterwards.
That is true. That is very, very true.
And at this point, you aren't needing to save to hold on to resources because, let's face it, you've got levels for days.
That is very, very true as well. And there's the Oxyale, top right chest of the first armory.
Well, and sometimes that strategy will just straight up punish you. Shrug.
It happens, but,
yeah.
You know, Thunder did call that.
It is a gamble. Opening some chests before others, you never know where these loose items are going to be, because the way that the randomizer works, as long as you don't need it to get to it, it can be anywhere.
That is very, very true. Now, if you're looking for loot or key, actually loot if you have key, then loot could literally be anywhere. But if you're looking for both loot and key, then you're definitely not going to find key in key-locked locations. Also, shoutouts to the katana.
Yes. Shoutouts to the very special ninja-only weapon. Shoutouts to Bert just blazing through the final floor of the volcano.
Shoutouts to shoutouts, because they're awesome.
True. Shoutouts to you, Sonny.
Shoutouts to you, Leggy. Shoutouts to Danny3883 and Darren Dries for tracking this whole mess.
Shoutouts to Speed Gaming for hosting us yet again.
And shoutouts to chat. Because without you, we'd just be talking to ourselves.
And that would be a little weird.
Alright. Bert took stop at the Agama tiles and didn't find much, but you know, found 2 red giants on his way out.
Nice.
That's a fun little encounter to find. And Spell Zap, about to be where Bert got his encounter. And it's about to be a race that Spell Zap has a lead on.
Right? It's easy to forget that Spell Zap has that full clear of sky under his belt. But as the only on-stream runner with 2 orbs,
alright, so Bert has carry pulled. Spell Zap following suit, pulling carry. We've got Dangwoo and SVJ both in sky. And let's see what Carrie can do. Carrie does nothing. Carrie goes down for Bert like nothing. But Spells App not healing before Carrie. I would say bold move. Doesn't need it. Carrie goes down. And with that, Spells App just has 1 orb remaining. Bert's got 2. Ding and SVJ are working on their air orb. They were synchronized there for a little bit.
Oh. Right. Bert didn't buy his chime earlier. He couldn't have gone to air.
Correct. So he went to the mage tile that was in North Castle. Money there.
Yeah. Which, it would have been unfortunate if we had the universe where he full cleared Volcano with a Oxyale in air. But luckily for him, that wasn't this universe.
Indeed. Did you notice what the Sea Snakes had?
No.
They had Cremate.
Oof.
Actually, Spells Up already has fast. It's the matter of getting charges for fast. Which, there they are.
Yep.
One charge is all that's needed.
All you need is one. Ba-ba-da-da-dum.
Alrighty, so Spells App checking the Sharknado tile.
It's wizards.
And there's my beloved Sahagins. I love this encounter. And there's the beloved T-Rex for Burt Reynolds.
Nice. SVJ's got some fighters. Danglu just finished up a Chimera. You know, parties all around.
Indeed, indeed. And more lobsters for Spells App, because I guess the party's hungry.
I mean, lobsters are just doing lobster things.
I mean, lobsters always do lobster things, but red ankylos are doing red anklet things, and oh, Bert! Oh! Ow! I am glad Bert survived that.
Yeah.
Because that almost gave me a bit of a heart attack. Oh, Bert, getting too close there, my friend. Spells App, pulling, cracking one. What are we gonna see? Are we gonna see Brack come out? We are not going to see Brack, I believe. We are going to see Nuke. And Nuke only rolls 170, but that's damage poison coming from Kraken. That is a little painful.
Ouch.
Oh,
yeah,
fast. Oh, no. But Kraken goes down to that second Newt for 256.
Okay. Kraken rolled low on HP. So that's nice, at least.
Oh, my gosh. That scared me. But, you know, sea snacks with cremate, enough of those get off, you know, that's not good.
Yeah, especially not for that ninja who doesn't seem to have a ribbon.
Ninja doesn't need a ribbon. It's fine. It's gonna be fine, you know.
Uh-huh.
Until we see Zap on Chaos. I mean, what? I'm sorry, did I say something there?
I mean, that's kind of how things go.
I wouldn't know anything about that. All right, so Bert about to ascend into the sky. Dangwoo. Is Dangwoo actually searching for the mech? I do believe Dangwoo is searching for the mech.
All right, here we go.
We have a Dangwoo, the people's champion, looking for our beloved war mech.
Which is a gamble to be sure, but if it pays off, one, Warmac uses the same skills and spell pool as the rest of the fiends, so he'll have some information about what skills are still in the pool for the other fiendry fights in Chaos. Additionally, if he takes down the robot, Warmac is worth a metric buttload of XP.
Like 34,000. A metric buttload.
But we have Spellzap saying, alright, what time is it? It's Topher time.
Let's go, Topher! Alright, so Spellzap, first of the runners into Topher. Right about the 124 mark. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Time to see what Topher holds.
Hopefully not death for Spellzap.
But Zap, it's a spell that kills. I'm not sorry, you know this. Hey, we see a mech.
Woo!
Bert's about to pull the mech. Ding is making sure loadout's good. Ding is sitting in front of the mech as well. All right, War Mech has been pulled. What are we going to see from this fun encounter? Power Bonk going out. And Lock 2 going out. Slow 2 being used from Warmech onto the Knight, which means Slow 2 is going to be out of the pool. That is good knowledge to have.
Ooh, double robot.
We have double the robots. And the Black Wizard is down on Bert's screen. Going for Bane on mech. It does have a chance to hit, but now it's all melees coming out. Rub coming out from more mech. More Invis 2's going out on Bert's screen. Zap coming out. Taking down the ninja. And Warmech goes down. That's 21,363 experience. Going on to the remaining warriors on Dang's side.
And on the other side of the screen, Spellzap throws out a few quakes. Unfortunately, none of them connect with the Lich, but Lich 2 is easy. Didn't see anything too nasty coming off him.
And
but unfortunately, Red Dragons are unrunnable.
Ooh, that's nasty. Also, Bert has taken down the Warmech as well. All right, with the unrunnable Red Dragons, it's a little frightening. But Ice 3 should finish them up. And Bert is pulling Tia. Dang, not so lucky right now. And Dang still needs to find the Oxyale as well. SVJ does have the Air Orb lit and needs to find that Oxyale and Volcano. And then they will both be in go mode. Spellzap taken down Carrie to, at least I believe, if I... Nope, about to take down Carrie 2. I thought I saw Carrie 2 already. I am sorry. Nuke's coming out, dealing low roll on damage. Nuke can deal 100 to 400 damage, but Inferno coming out from Carrie, taking out that red wizard real quick.
Shockingly appropriate. Inferno is the fire ability that Chaos normally has. Seeing that coming off the Fiend of Fire, a little on the nose. What did you say, Randomizer?
It's a little too on the nose, but Spellzap makes it through with the White Wizard and the Ninja alive. Gonna drop some of the Life 2 charges to get the other two warriors, the Red Wizard and the Black Wizard, back up. And now it's time to see if we have a Gatekeeper. While Bert is entering Sea Shrine, going to light the last orb, Kraken 2 has been pulled by Spellzap.
To quote chat for a moment, carry to my wayward son. You're welcome.
Very nice. All right, so Kraken 2 has Stone Touch,
Ooh,
but goes down to a nuke.
that's gonna be terrifying for any runner who sees it. Because now you know that Spellzap's like, I do not want to wipe ever, because you only get lucky at once.
And just before the Tia tile, Spellzap runs into unrunnable nightmares and evil men.
They're not evil, they're just misunderstood.
I mean, they're not okay men, though.
That's fair.
All right. Time to see what Tiamat 2 has in store. Dingwu skipping Armory. I wonder if he's going to come back and actually loot that. All right. White shirt use coming out. Fast going on to the White Wizard. And that is Poison Touch. Cure 4 going out. That's going to neutralize the poison since Cure 4 is, super magical like that. Another Ruse coming out. And more white shirt uses coming out. And there goes a nuke. See how much damage it does. 171. Not bad. Ninja swinging for the fences. Hitting for 1. Good job, Ninja.
Woo!
Eating the Wheaties. Bert pulling Kraken. Kraken's not going to have much, but Tia 2 goes down for Spellzap. And now...
So that one hit, one damage is due to the fact that enemies' evasion is also one of the randomized stats in this game. And if the enemies roll a little high on evasion, it can become a little rough, which is why one of the things we did with the bug fixes was make Lock and Lock 2, the spells that lower enemy evasion, a little less useless. They now always hit any enemy they go after, and can be really useful for taking out things like that Tiamat we just saw.
So I am a fan of what Spellzap is doing right now against Chaos. Buffing the White Wizard, who was wielding the Mosmune with Fast, Ruse, Evasion stacks, and going to use that White Wizard to kill Chaos. We have seen a couple rounds of buffing so far, and we are about to see just how much damage that White Wizard's going to do. Zap does come out from Chaos, but everybody resists.
Yeah, and we saw that Katana hit for 213.
How many stacks is Spellzap going to throw on to this White Wizard? All right. White Wizard's about to swing for the fences. I hope you all are ready for some massive damage. 2 hits for 616. Chaos goes down for Spell Zap. Get your GGs out.
Spell Zap has won the race. Our first runner on screen or off to finish with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 58 seconds.
I gotta say, I appreciate the White Wizard Mazza strat there.
Right?
And now, Bert is in Topher, soon to be following the same path that Spell Zap did to finish this seed.
Yeah, that ruse strat was actually one of the more interesting ones I've seen.
And we are joined by Spell Zap. GG's, my friend. And I gotta say, I am a fan of that Chaos fight. That was a work of art.
Sometimes you gotta put it all on the White Mage. Ruse was really only available for the White Mage. I guess the Red Mage could have learned it, but my Red Mage is a little lower level. So just fast temper, treat it like a knight, and take it to chaos.
Now, I did appreciate you going ahead and getting levels while you were in Sky, so that way you were assured fast charges as well as the fade charges, though you never did use the fade charges because you ended up using that White Wizard for Mazza. If anything had happened, did you have any backup that you were thinking about?
Anything happened on... Well, the Katana was actually swinging for 200 or so, so... You know, you have the Katana, you have a couple of nukes from everybody else. It kind of was a team effort, really, more so than the normal fast up a knight or fast up a black belt.
That makes sense. And with backups, I meant more along the lines of if both your life casters had died, but you know.
Oh, yeah, I guess I would have just hoped for White Shirt to kind of get me there and then power bonk the ninja.
That would have worked. So, Kraken 2, you see the Stone Touch. How much did that actually startle you?
Ooh, that was a clencher for sure. You kind of had to go with your strategies, because if I started rusing up then, I still would have at least been open for a couple of hits. So you would have still had the good chance of getting stone touched. At level 20 on the white, I think it was 26 or 7 on the White Mage. You know, they only have about 60 or so magic defense. Maybe a little bit, 65. And then that's only, you still have a good chance to do, to get hit by a stone touch. So
Yeah.
I was going to say, you just keep going on the offense strategy and hope it works.
And that's what you did, and it paid off. I mean, as soon as I saw that Stone Touch come out from Kraken 2, if you watch this back, you will hear me yell that. So that was definitely something that I saw here in the booth and went, oh no.
Yeah, that... You never want to see Stone Touch that deep into Topher. So, you know, usually by then you're going to have enough soft potions that it's not going to be that much of a concern as long as your party gets out of the fight.
Yeah, I think it's kind of having like Death Touch or Stone Touch on Kraken 2 is kind of redundant. It does kind of open up the partial evade, where if you're partially evade, you still are in danger, but at the same time, it's still a little bit redundant for Kraken, where most of the time you just get one shot anyway.
Yeah. So, what was your strategy behind your initial party selection?
Well, I wanted to go fast with the ninja. I thought about, ditching the ninja and going down to mages. I was playing with a couple of ideas. It was sort of just playing it up to how the seed developed.
I mean, overall, your strategy came together and was absolutely brilliant. It was very nicely executed. Hardly anything really went wrong.
No, and well, there was a few minor things that I could pick at, which was I didn't get the exit charge before I went. I got the levels for it, but I didn't refill my magic before going into Marsh. That was kind of like my big takeaway from there. So I did that pop grind.
That pop grind was incredible, but really, the big play that you made that really put you ahead was making it up to Lefane at on-rack before anyone else.
Okay, where else did people go? What were they? Did they go into Earth Cave already, or?
We had SVJ dove Earth Cave before even getting the rod.
Okay.
And I think people were just doing a more thorough sweep of things before heading up there. Like, a lot of people went in, checked the open chests and dwarves, checked Matoya, did the full clear of Marsh.
Okay. Because I thought that there was a good value in checking that town. We had the slab translated, and then we had the bottle to turn in. So we could basically have two spots to get paid off on an item.
Yeah, no, it paid dividends.
And then after that, of course, you knew that it was loose in Earth, and you're like, oh no, it's Earth time.
Yeah, but at least by that point you had the rod, so it's like, okay, I got a full clear Earth, but at least, at least I can finish the dang dungeon.
That's right.
So, when you found the Oxy Ale in Volcano Armory, in that upper right chest, in the actual armory area, how disappointed were you about having to full clear Sky, if there was any disappointment?
Well, I mean, I definitely felt a little behind to anybody who went there first. But at the same time, whenever you full clear Sky, you get a bunch of levels as long as you can get out of there safely. I cleared Mirage, and actually remembered that I still had one more incentive location in Corneria locked, so I kind of ditched and went there. But then I went back to the usual plan of full clearing Sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now we have Burt Reynolds on Chaos, going for pretty classic fighter stacks, putting up Invis 2s from the red and white mages, using the Power Gauntlet on the fighter. Ooh, the white mage goes down.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate to see the white mage go down, and unfortunately Burt is out of Invis 2 cast, so it's going to be all out offense at this point.
Hopefully that red mage doesn't go down, because those are a couple of Cure 4 charges that could really save his bacon.
That is absolutely true. And 3 hits, 531. There are crits.
Yeah. For our other runners...
there's Nuke! Oh, no,
okay,
no.
Red Mage is up. Red Mage is down, but Black Mage is up. Sorry.
It is do or die at this point. A swing from the knight, and that was 441. This is it. 319 damage. Chaos goes down.
Burt Reynolds has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 10 seconds in 4th place, being beaten by Edgeworth in 2nd and Cheeseinator HS in 3rd.
Ding Wu is inside Topher. SVJ needing to light up, I think needing to light up the water orb.
He cleared Kraken before Deng did, but it seems to be going around for some last-minute shopping, I imagine.
Yeah, looks to be some last-minute magic shopping. But
yeah, getting life for the night, which makes a lot of sense.
Okay, I was about to say, does Dang not have the key? I was a little confused there.
Yeah.
Because he had just stopped there in front of the door, and I was like, something's not right here. So this should be somewhat close between SVJ and Dang. And Burt Reynolds coming out with a really good time. And one of the members of our Duckling program putting on a good showing as always. Okay, these mud golems just want Dangwoo to chill out. Every pun intended. And SVJ taking on some green dragons. Getting through them, getting a lot of EXP, getting some more EXP levels, you know, all that good stuff. But Dangwoo pulling Lich 2, gonna feed Lich 2 some cake. First go! Lich falls into crack. Terminated. And there's the unrunnable Red D's showing up on Dangwoo's screen. And these OK men are just trying to tell SVJ to take a nap. It was rather unfortunate that those Red D's were unrunnable, Leggy.
Yeah. I mean, they're not the worst experience, but, like, they're still a pain in the butt.
That is very true. They're not great EXP either, and oh my gosh. SVJ, what is going on? There we go. SVJ finally makes it out of that 6 OK man encounter, where Dangwoo is pulling carry 2. Just gonna drop some nukes, get some lit out from carry. And carry should actually be done here pretty quick. Quad X coming out. There's Inferno coming out from carry, dropping the Red Mage down to 11 HP. But, you know, that's no problem for Dang, because 11 HP is a non-zero number.
Right? You only need 1.
All right, Kraken floor. Getting the lobster party with a couple sea trolls wanting to say hi as well. Heal him back up and moving that knight down to the 3rd slot. It is time for Kraken 2. I'm going to go ahead and save the fast charges, drop out a couple nukes. White shirt charge going out. Words are hard, I swear. And 6 hits for 331 onto the ninja. Immediately gets stoned.
You hate to see it.
All right. More white shirt coming out. And another nuke coming out. And it's going to be enough to take Kraken down. SVJ fighting Lich right now. Just working on making it through. Using one of the best swords in the game, the Vorpal Sword. Now, the reason it is one of the best swords is because it does have a high chance to critically hit, dealing damage through absorb, and a lot of it at that.
Yeah, sadly for this one, the Vorpal isn't great because the bosses aren't really that absorb heavy, they're more evade heavy. And compared to some of the other swords, the Vorpal does have a slightly lower hit chance overall.
Absolutely true.
But, you know, when you're coming up to these fiends for the first time, you don't necessarily have that information, so it's always a good idea to try to play all the bases you can. Yo, Speed Gaming 3, thank you for the raid!
Yes, thank you so much, Speed Gaming 3.
Yeah. And welcome, Speed Gaming 3 fans. This is the Final Fantasy I Randomizer, and we're right on the tail edge of this run. Our last two runners are in the final dungeon, making their way down. Dangwu might be on the second to last enemy he fights this seed.
Alright, Dangwu. Getting through Tia 2. Getting ready to pull Chaos.
Chaos, as we know, has a nuke somewhere in his list.
Except, that's not Chaos, that's the Grinch!
Yes. Shout outs again to the beautiful holiday hack that I worked on with Nicolette and Sealy Faye for last year's. Yeah, wow, it was a year ago that we made this.
Yes, it was 1 year ago.
Time flies, I've got to say.
Alright, so white shirt's going out. Power Bonk has been used all night. And, you know, SVJ is looking to be in a slightly scary situation, but makes it out no problem. Mazza Swing coming in. 5 hits for 942. This Chaos is not long for this world. Nuke for minimum damage. Not gonna do much there.
Come on.
Alright, there's the nuke coming out from Chaos. Everybody lives. Throwing out Bane. Throwing out another nuke. 190 damage. Another nuke coming out from the Red Mage. 151. Chaos goes down for Dangwu.
Woo! Dang has finished in 6th place with official SRL time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 20 seconds.
GG's to Dangwu.
GG's indeed. SVJ is hot on his heels, just about to pull the Kraken fight.
And with that, we are joined by Dangwu. GG's, my friend.
GG. Oh my goodness.
So,
I got
You
lost.
doing okay there?
No, I got lost. Every which way I possibly could have gone was the wrong way. It was fun though. It was fun. I've never sailed this high seas as much as I did today.
yeah, there was a lot of sailing in this seed. But I do have one question to ask you.
I'm sure there's more than one.
How do you feel about being one of the 2 champions of the people by going to fight Wormek?
You know, you got to give what the people want, you know, and that's what they want. They want the Supreme Overlord, the robot chicken, and that's what I give them. Even though it took me like I don't know, 5-10 minutes to find them because I kept running into errors and then having to heal every time. But whatever. It was worth.
Yeah. You were running into a lot of the airs, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but did the airs have crack?
Yes. They had... What did they have? They had Lit 3. They had Crack, I think? If you got to their second turn or something like that. Yeah, it was awful.
Oof. That's brutal.
I'm sorry on that one, even though you and I both know I'm really not.
I know. I mean, to be completely honest, I wanted to go to Volcano earlier, and I said I was going to, and then I was like, okay, well, since I've done Volcano late, I am going to skip that first armory floor, and I'm gonna hope it's buried, so, I'm checking it on the way. And of course, it's in the armory, last chest in the armory that I check. And I'm like, of course it is. This is how this seed has gone all day.
Yeah, this seed rolled some interesting locations. I mean, Canoe and Earth B4 down at that bottom room, and then Oxyale being where it was. Those were things.
The seed made choices.
The seed definitely made choices. Those choices were the ones that were not in the Dangwoo wheelhouse or thought process at all. So that was great.
SVJ's giving us a victory lap. Let's go. So, Kraken 2. Stone Touch.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's about all you can say at that point.
I was like, okay, please kill faster.
I mean, the upside on that is Kraken 2 didn't have much HP.
True, and I felt it was pretty funny that it was my ninja that I literally kept as a gnome ornament the entire, or most, or in the floating castle anyway. So it was kind of funny. Yeah. I don't know what to say about this. I traveled all the way to the old Onrak location. Walk in. Oh, it's the Lupa people. You're definitely not Onrak, where I go in to fight Kraken at all. This is awkward.
I mean, it's a thing.
and then I went to go turn to the bottle, and I'm just like, because I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop at the shop. I'm gonna see if the vendor item's there, and I just walk right past it. And I talk to the fairy, and I walk out, and I'm just like, I never checked the vendor. I wonder if it's there. Of course, it's there.
Of course, it was the item, which was the chime. Oh, is that coming out? 2 down for SVJ. But tempers and power bonks have been used. And unfortunately, SVJ is out of Invis 2 charges on that white wizard. So it's going to be more power bonk uses coming out for the night. Ice 2 coming out from Chaos, but a swing. 2 hits for 350. So a decent little start, but there is the nuke from Chaos. A crit for 345 from that Maza. Stop coming out, not affecting either of those warriors, but 2 hits for 786 damage will take Chaos down for SVJ.
GG. That's an official SRL time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 49 seconds.
So GG's to SVJ. Crap, there was another question I had in mind for you, dang, and now I can't. Oh well. It wasn't important.
Look, I'm just here for the people. I'm here to keep them entertained. I let this, the spell zaps and the bursts, I let them be ahead of me and stuff like that, and I just entertain the people. That's what I'm here for.
Hey, we appreciate that, dang.
I'm here to give the cake on turn 1 to Lich. That's what I do.
I felt bad. I bought Quake on my ninja, who was dang in this one. And I forgot the Quake Lich with him.
All right, we are joined by SVJ, GG's SVJ, and I have one question to ask you immediately.
Okay.
Why'd you not drop Maza?
Why did I not drop Masa? Did you see that evade on Chaos?
Yes.
I was close. I was tempted. I even asked my chat, like, should I drop Masa? I was like, no, I'm not gonna drop Masa. Oh, so close. I really wanted a fast charge on my Black Mage, because I made some really stupid mistakes. And
Like trying to go to Mirage
hey, I
without
don't want
time.
I wanted to pray to that tower, okay? I looked up at that tower, and I showed it my Vorpal, and it said no. And so, but fortunately, I didn't save it. I was doing that really stupid thing, like, I'm going to just go run in here, see if I can find any loose items. I can't get in. Luckily, I didn't save. Back to Earth Cave, forgetting that there was Town Shuffle, and that Melmond could have been Crescent Lake, and lo and behold, was Crescent Lake, and I went all the way back to get the rod. I had to go back. So, yeah.
Crescent Lake was at Lefane. Melmond was Provoca.
Yep.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, Crescent Lake was, Melmond was Crescent Lake, and Lefane was Onrak.
SVJ, this is why we were, not as fast as the other people, because we couldn't remember the towns. So
No,
don't
I
worry
remember
about
that. I remember the towns. I forgot Crescent Lake existed. Because I'm like, I can't get to the sages. I can't do that. It's Town Shuffle. I bet you it's Melmond. Ta-da! So, it's okay. So right after Earth Cave, all that stuff, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of cabins and just use my good hero run and get all the way around, and that's what I did. So, with all the mistakes I did, a sub 2 hour is actually not bad. I think I'm okay with that time.
Nah, it's pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that time, especially since I didn't practice the scene or anything like that. I just
Went in blind.
I knew the flag set, but I never, like I said, I never practiced it. So I think I'm okay with that time.
What did most of the comps, or what did most of the runners run?
I ran Fighter, Red Mage, White Mage, Black Mage.
It was Rainbow comp of some sort. Spellzap had Thief Rainbow. Bert and SVJ had Fighter Rainbow, and then
I was gonna run a Thief, and I was like, I don't need one of those things. And first strike at Ice Cave, man. Jesus.
Yeah, Ice Cave was nasty.
Speaking of Ice Cave, I slipped on a banana peel and I fell down there, and I left that one chest that's in the upper left that's in the eye room. And I said, I swear to God, if the Oxale is in that location from slipping on that banana peel, I'm going to just forfeit. Because I orphaned that chest, and I'm going through Volcano, and I'm like, all right, this is the last one at Volcano. It better be here.
I was like, I knew I was looking for that loose item, and I'm sitting there like, okay, Rod, I bet you there's a canoe in freaking Earth 4. Last chest I checked, canoe. And it's like, so, but I went back for that. I died in Marsh Cave, and I went back for that Vorpal because.
I mean, Vorpal is your namesake.
Yeah, my little koala bear's holding a Vorpal sword. It was really cute.
Really is adorable.
I mean, not as adorable as Kraken 2 with that stone touch.
I don't want to talk about that. but he had no health, so 2 nukes.
He did not have any health. It was
very...
it was a race against the clock on that one, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and slow was incredibly accurate this game. I don't know. Everything was slow in me, and through my ribbons, through my Aegis shield, just like, man, slow.
You know who you have to blame for that?
Sonny Rat.
Yup.
I told him I wanted a lot of gene deaths, and he did not disappoint.
Hey, you asked.
I couldn't even kill my ninja. I couldn't even kill him. He kept getting turned into a lawn ornament instead.
We killed 27 genes, so I'm very happy with that.
In one race?
Yes.
In one race, we killed 27 genes.
That's been the average for gene kills whenever I generate seeds for you. I have noticed that.
Okay. The poor Gene.
Yeah.
It's okay. I sold the Vorpal. It was worth a lot.
I almost dropped the Mazian. so I'll be okay with that.
That's fine.
Anyway, at this point, we're probably going to start wrapping up. So, any last thoughts from our runners?
Not everybody speak at once.
I was about
Okay,
to say.
I'll go
let's-
ahead. Thank you guys for the comms, Leggy and Sonny, and to thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting us today.
And next up, we'll go with you, Dang. We'll just go in order of how you guys finished.
All right. Wait. Sweet. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Come back on Thursday. We got more weekly Final Fantasy. And come to the Discord because I got something planned on Wednesday. So that's all I got to say. Thank you, you guys, Leggy and Sonny. You guys did an amazing job. And Darren Drice, I believe, was tracking. So you the man. Or was it Danny? Oh, Danny's in here.
It was both of them.
The Woo and Wheels
Teamwork.
forever. The Woo and Wheels forever, Danny.
SVJ.
So I want to thank everyone for doing the thing and watching. I hope I did not disappoint the viewers with my terribleness. I think I did pretty good at coming back after Earth Cave. So just something I just gotta rewatch and learn and get back into form because I gotta beat Dangwoo. And but I mean, it's a fun game, you guys. I mean, get in on it. Join the Discord. Keep watching. If you have any questions, we are more than happy to answer them. Run seeds. We race all the time. It's a really fun community. I would not be part of it if I did not enjoy the people here. So definitely give us a follow, give us some love, and we hope to see you guys playing the game soon.
Well, Leggy, this has been a very, very fun night. Very, very fun race to commentate, watch, be a part of.
Indeed. I always love hanging out with you, Sonny. You know that.
It's always a blast when we get to hang out in the booth, Leggy.
Yeah. Wait, let's do this again sometime. But for tonight, I think we're going to have to say good night to everyone. Thank you again to all of our viewers for coming out and hanging out with us. Thank you so much for Speed Gaming for letting us put on this show. Once again, thank you to all of our runners for putting on, the real work of the show.
Absolutely. If you happen to watch this on YouTube, be sure to give the runners a follow. As far as I can remember, their names that are shown in the squares on the top and bottom are going to be their Twitch URLs or at the end of the twitch.tv/. Be sure to give Leggy and myself a follow. Be sure to follow our two trackers, Danny3883 and Darren Dries. Also make sure to follow the Speed Gaming Network. That is Speed Gaming as well as Speed Gaming 2 through 6. Also, massive shout outs to Speed Gaming for allowing us to have this weekly on their channel.
Indeed.
Thank you to those in chat for sticking around with us. Without you guys, we would have just been talking to ourselves, and it wouldn't have been quite as fun without you guys. You guys were on point tonight, and it was great. But on behalf of the runners, Burt Reynolds, Spellzap, Dangwoo, St. Von Jester, on behalf of our two trackers, Darren Dries, Danny3883, my fellow co-commentator, Leggy Starscream, I'm Sonny Wrath 11. Thank you all for watching another Final Fantasy Randomizer Weekly. We will be back Saturday and Sunday with Duckling Derby, Day 3 and Day 4. So be sure to check it out. Until then, take it easy. Have a good night.